I'm Andrew Colvett, executive producer of this fine show. Charlie Kirk is on assignment at the University of Pittsburgh. He's with Vivek Ramaswamy today, capturing some more, hopefully viral content. So let's talk about what happened this morning, where Gavin Newsom signed 3 different bills, all designed to combat election misinformation. So let's go ahead and play cut 82. And you're going to see this smug guy, Gavin Newsom, on stage, just playing to the audience as if everybody in the planet agrees with his approach to censorship. If you didn't hate him before, watch this clip, and I certainly would think that you will hate him now. Play cut 82.
There are a lot of deepfakes out there. There's not a lot of disclosure. There's not a lot of labeling. So among the many AI bills that are on the desk are 3 specific election-related bills.
And then do you want to sign some laws?
And I just thought, why waste your time with a politician unless they're going to do something for you? There's 2.
2 are signed, and 3 are signed.
And this is now official. That is now injunctive relief if you do any of those deepfake election misrepresentations. So that's how easy it is to govern in California.
Yeah, it's how easy it is to govern in California because they've made it a single-party state. And any of the voices that attempt to rise up to combat this insanity, the far-left radicalism, they censor, whether that's in the state legislature or they completely marginalize to the fringes of society. Or if you're Larry Elder, our colleague at Salem Radio Network, they call him the blackface of white supremacy. But these 3 bills are pretty scary. One of the bills, taking effect immediately, makes it illegal to create and publish deepfakes related to elections 120 days before Election Day and 60 days thereafter. Another bill Newsom signed requires political campaigns to disclose whether their ads were made with the assistance of AI. The third law, known as the Defending Democracy from Deepfake Deception Act, requires social media platforms with more than 1 million users in California to label or remove AI deepfakes within 72 hours of receiving a complaint. If they don't, a court can compel them. Now, understanding the history of where this bill comes from is part of the story here. This bill was a response to a parody deepfake of Kamala Harris that Elon Musk posted online. So this is Gavin Newsom going on Twitter, taking a direct shot at Elon Musk. He said, manipulating a voice in an ad, quote unquote ad, like this one should be illegal. I'll be signing a bill in a matter of weeks that makes sure it is. To which Elon Musk replied, 84, I'm going to probably skip part of his reply. He said, I checked with renowned world authority, Professor, play on words here, and he said parody is legal in America, and he shrugs. Now, I am a California resident. I'm here for a variety of reasons, certainly not the tax base and not even the weather. It's more of a family situation. Nevertheless, there are millions of us that are in California, which is still supposed to be part of America, where the First Amendment is sacrosanct. But we are seeing a very disturbing trend, and Gavin Newsom is certainly not alone in this. But here is a deeper problem with what Gavin Newsom is doing. Look at the New York Times. The New York Times wrote that, quote, the 3 laws could offer a roadmap for regulators across the country who are attempting to slow the spread of the manipulative content powered by artificial intelligence. With all of those caveats, please play cut 81.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility of the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking. The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. You think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Gillette.
All right, so obviously satire, obviously a joke, obviously not a real ad that was put out by the Kamala Harris campaign. And yet this really tweaked her comrade in California, Gavin Newsom. So much so that he was willing to sign 3 pieces of legislation last night on stage like a showman, like a show trial showman, trying to intimidate his political opponents into ceasing all parody. And so what have people done? Elon Musk just retweeted it and said it would be a shame if that video went viral. So I encourage all of you, exercise your First Amendment rights and tell the dictators and the tyrants in California that you will not be silenced. Let's just state the facts here really quick. These bills are flagrantly anti-constitutional. Parody and satire are protected by the First Amendment. This is well-established law. If California wants AI content to be labeled, I suppose fine, okay? But you can't ban the creation of satire. People have tried this and they failed. Our laws on this are robust. What this really is the panicked, feeble attempts at a crumbling regime to crack down on dissent and the exercise of the First Amendment that the regime doesn't like. This is no different than what they're doing in Brazil, folks. And I'll prove it to you. Listen to their own words. Cut 89 is a compilation of recent statements by Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and Hillary Clinton. 3 of the leading voices of the American left. Play cut 89.
We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrent.
Folks, this, as the New York Times calls it, is not a roadmap for smart regulation. This is a blueprint for tyranny. And this is what the left believes. This is what they have become. They used to be the party of free speech and protest at Berkeley, fighting the war machine. Now they are the machine. They are the Dick Cheney, Hillary Clinton, John Bolton neocons reincarnated as the American Democrat Party that says that they want to protect the little guy. It's garbage. It's a lie. And they are broadcasting their next moves. If you elect Kamala Harris, it is not a stretch to say, I know this sounds like cliche, but it is not a stretch to say that the entire country will soon look like California. That these three bills outline parity will soon travel the course of the country and be law in enough states, and enough people will be prosecuted that it will quell and silence and chill the First Amendment. One of our most sacrosanct rights as Americans will be on the chopping block. You can say, rest in peace, 1A. And by the way, rest in peace, 2A. These people really do believe in this. This is the blob. This is the Bolshevik blob coming for you next. You don't believe me? Well, check out Meme 88. This was published in 2016 by Douglas Mackey, going under the pseudonym Publius Gaius, at the Ricky Vaughn. He's facing 10 years for this meme. I'm with her. Go Hillary. Avoid the line. Vote from home. Text Hillary to 59925. It was a joke. So this roadmap that they say California is creating for the rest of the country has already been created. And patient zero is Douglas Mackey, also Alex Jones. You see, if you don't use the free speech, quote unquote free speech, the way the regime wants you to, then you will be criminally liable.